Everybody dance. Come on.
Hey, everybody, listen. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday to you, to everybody. Listen, today is April 1st, 2024. Can you believe that we are already into April? We just started April, the fourth month of the 2024. Can you really believe that time is moving that fast? Well, listen, whether we believe it or not, it is true that time is moving very fast, which means that we really got to do what we got to do. It's some things we've been like, waiting on. It's some things that we've been like waiting to happen. But I believe, on tonight's show, I just want to tell you, you got to do it. Time is waiting for no man. So listen, welcome to WeSparkle with Dr. Stephanie Kim. This is your sister, your girl, and your friend, and I'll be here to the end of this broadcast. Listen, I love coming to you on every Monday. Mondays are such a sweet day of the week because it's the beginning. It gives you the opportunity to set your week into another motion because you have the power to do so. I believe that. So through information, innovation, and inspiration, I want to inspire you, encourage you to do something different this week. It's a new month. It's the fourth month. And four, as I did a little research on the number four, biblically, it's like a number of fruitfulness of the earth. So I'm telling you, this month you're going to see the fruit of your labor. This month you're going to see some things spring up, it's springtime, and come forth and come into fruition. That's the word, fruitfulness and fruition. Fruition has the word fruit in it. Come on. Fruit is going to remain. You're going to see it this month. I'm telling you, some things you've been waiting on, you're going to see this month if you've been, really holding it down, if you've really been pushing forward, if you've really been, waiting on God for some things, So listen, do me a favor, tag and share and let someone know that Dr. Stephanie Kim is on with WeSparkle, all righty? And we going to sparkle because the scripture says, let your light so shine that men might see your good works and glorify your Father where? That is in heaven. So we have to let that shine that God has given us shine out, and you got to let it shine bright. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let the lighthouse, like the light of the lighthouse, shine, let it shine. I want to do some studying on lighthouses because on Sunday, which is yesterday, happy Resurrection Sunday for all of you, and happy Easter to those that celebrate Easter, but same thing. But really, it's for the believers and for me. Happy Resurrection Sunday. And I hope you all had a marvelous weekend. I hope you had a more marvelous Holy Week, because last week was Holy Week. Everybody don't celebrate Holy Week, but I do, and it was a time to reflect on Jesus' walk to Calvary, what happened to him, the things that were inflicted upon him unjustly, and it's also give us time to reflect on our own lives. I think we need to take that thing personal after we realize biblically and what's true about it, because sometimes when we don't get the truth, the word says, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. So sometimes we don't have the truth, so we make up stuff. We put stuff in it. We substitute things in it. And, I think that we are freer when we know the truth, because the truth shall make you free. All right. So I hope you had a great week, a great weekend. Some of us are probably tired on Monday morning. So many people, shout out to all of those that are on spring break. All of you enjoy yourself, wherever you got to go, whatever you got to do. If you just want to stay home and relax and watch TV or do nothing or do something, I am so happy for those on spring break, all the children, all the young people, all the teachers, all the aides, all the school workers, all of you that on spring break. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, whatever that is. Don't worry about if you can't go nowhere. Do best with these days, because this week going to go by quick, all righty? And for those that celebrated Good Friday, I just want to say that I had a wonderful weekend and a fantastic Holy Week. There's a lot going on with the allergies and stuff like that, sinus, and oh my God. But the fact that I took some time to reflect not only on Jesus's life, which I often do, but I took the opportunity to reflect on me. Where am I? What things can I improve? And what I'm going to talk about today is something that really was a part of a Good Friday service that I was part of, a part of the Seven Last Sayings. Shout out to Pastor Michael McDuffie and Minister Jamie McDuffie out of Patterson. I was asked to be a part of the Seven Last Sayings. I know a lot of us were. A lot of us attend some, and some of us didn't. Some of us didn't want to go to church, and some just wanted to enjoy their day off. But I was blessed to be there. And what I'm going to talk about tonight, is forgiveness. Forgiveness. And I was given the first last saying, which was, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So I'm going to get into that in just a little bit. But I want to give a shout out to BKS1 Radio TV. Storm the Norm, and I want to give a shout out to Jeffrey that's in the studio with me tonight. All righty. So what a blessing to know great people and good people, and just to be able to shout out different people. So I'm appreciative of all the blessings that God has given me, and I believe that many of us have taken, this week to reflect, because sometimes you don't intentionally try to do that, but somehow something happens to cause you to think or rethink or reflect or remind. That's the word I want to use, to remind you of what Jesus did. Why we have Holy Week, why we have Good Friday, why we have Resurrection Sunday, why we're celebrating what people say is Easter. Why are we doing this? What's so significant about it? And it may seem doesn't seem important to some people, that because you think everybody should know. But you know what? I think I know I do. We take it for granted. I take it for granted that people already know. That's something I just do because I know, I think that you should know, but a lot of people don't know. And, I think something that we should have done today is, again, for those who are just coming on, welcome to WeSparkle with Dr. Stephanie Kim. All righty. For some of us that don't know, really this is a high time. A lot of people that haven't been to church all year or since last year this time, they came to church last weekend. So we that are leaders, we are this Christian believers, we that are doing what we should do in this hour, we should have been inviting everyone and making sure they get out to church. I know I did some. I didn't do as much as I could have, but so much going on. All right. That's my excuse. What was yours? Anyway, but it was good. At service, I know people all over received Christ. This is one of the most important days, or the most important day of the year, is to celebrate his resurrection, and celebrate his death, burial, and resurrection. I feel like preaching, y'all. I tell you, I've been preaching all week, but I just want to give a shout out to also Dr. Sheila Epps, Minister Sheila Epps, who purchased a book. So on that note, last week we talked about, I did a shout out or a dedication or an honor to my mother, the late Bishop Darnella Robinson. So if you didn't see last week's show, you can always go back right here or at WeSparkle with Stephanie Kim on Facebook Live and see it as well. But here is the book. So I wanted to tell Dr. Sheila that her book will be in the mail today. It went in the mail today for her. It's a week late. I didn't get it out last week. There was so much going on last week, but forgive me. I'll have it for you in the mail. It's in the mail. So again, this book is for sale. It is on sale for $10. I talked about this book a lot last week. I shared a lot of things from it. More about what the letters were inside this book. There's letters to Grandma. Again, for those that don't know, I'm acting like you already know. There I go again. All right, but this book is a book that was written by my mom while she was living, but I did not find it until about 3 or 4 years maybe after she had passed away, in her items that I had took for myself to keep. And then that finally got through my grieving and able to have some time to go through her books and her preaching material, things like that. I found a cosmetic book, cosmopolitan book. I found a notebook where she had written this book, and I took it, co-authored it, added some things, with my creative self and creative power and produce and publish this book entitled The Power of a Changed Life. So this book is for sale. I have plenty of books, and it's for sale for $10. And I thought I had a picture of it. I wanted to put it up because I didn't have a picture of it. I did, no? Okay, I didn't have it. I'll have it for you next week and the weeks after that. Yeah, so it's $10 and $5 for shipping and handling. So if you would like to purchase a book, you can email me at WeSparkle21@gmail.com. But you could just go right to my Cash App is $Word of Promise. You'll see my face there. And you could just put $15 in. Some of you did it last week. $15 in. Just put your address in there and your name, and I will send it right out to you by the end of this week. Okay? Again, if you want to pay by Zelle, you can go to Stephanie Kimbrough. 31@gmail.com, and you can pay the $15 there, and also put your name and address in the note, and I'll get it out to you. So again, this book was really powerful, and I talked about it last week, and I'll be sharing it back and forth every week for sale. I might just dip into it because I want to do actually a class on like a 6-week class on the power of a changed life, sharing the story, but showing the sharing the process. There you go. The process of what my mom went through and also what my life went through. But because of her life and her submitting to God's will, praying for me, then I came into the fold. Believe me, you guys, I was not coming willingly. I was kicking and screaming and running. Woo! And I got to that because I was talking about the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ and how we celebrated Resurrection Sunday on yesterday. I know everybody was beautiful. This is a great time for the kids. They get to dress up. They get candy. They get Easter eggs. They get all this stuff. They get to go out for dinner. Mom cooks dinner. Family cooks dinner. People go out. Places were packed. I didn't go out. I did it for a lot of years, and my kids are grown and gone. Okay, but if you want that book, I'll mention again, hopefully by the end of the show today. But you can get that book for $10 and $5 extra, $15 for shipping and handling. Okay, and again, you can Cash App at $Word of Promise, or you can Zelle at Stephanie Kimbrough 31@gmail.com. More information, you can inbox me right here, or you can email me at WeSparkle21@gmail.com. Great. Listen, I want to remind you before we go into our topic tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about forgiveness. I'm going to talk a little bit about the 7 last sayings. The first one, which is, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And then I'm going to talk about forgiveness. But I just want to remind you, and all of you, I'll ask you again just to shout out. Okay, a little technical difficulty here. Stephanie. Okay, I'm having a little technical difficulty. I wanted to put up something, but I have a little problem here. Okay, I'm having a problem. All right, so, you know what? I like that. I'm having a problem, but I'm not letting that problem distract me, or I'm not letting that problem stop me. And I just want to say that to someone that's watching right now, that we always have problems. Problems come unexpectedly. Some problems we avoided, and now they're here and they're coming down heavy. Some problems we just, pretend they weren't there. But when you have problems, I think sometimes good advice would be some you have to deal with right then, but some you probably need to recollect yourself, so that you can respond responsively to it. So I was trying to do it, look, and it's not coming up. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, there you go. Did I have it? See, I'm still trying to do it. Go back to it. Anyway, so I wanted to share on tonight about your light and the shine that you have, that God has given you. As we are entering to April 1st, we're here actually, so we're entering into April, and it's just a new month. And I thank God for the month. Some are shorter than others, but it gives you a chance to constantly reflect on yourself, revamp yourself, revive yourself, refresh yourself, renew yourself. And that's how I'm looking at things at my age now, and after after going through so many different things. And I like that word, going through. So if you're going through something, know that you're still moving in it. even if you can't see it, God is bringing you through and you're going to get to something. All right. Just be encouraged. I guess I feel like I'm encouraging a lot of people because last week may have not been a good week for a lot of people. Oh my God. Maybe not. Yep. People are reminded of those people that they lost. And one of my nieces had gave a shout out to her godfather who passed away March 31st, 2020, who was my godbrother and like my good friend, brother. It was like a real brother to me. We spent a lot of time together, worked in ministry together, and the late Pastor Isaiah Ingram. So I'll give a shout out to him, shout out to his children, Joel and Sanaya, out in Jersey City. Shout out to you. They lost their father some years ago. Their mom is doing a great job. Tyra's doing a great job. And then Joel's mother, too. So that really kind of got me a little bit because I had forgotten that particular day was the day that we did lose him. And I do remember him. But he shares the same birthday with my daughters. That's something. So on June 2nd, I would definitely celebrate him with his birthday and the things that he's done and blessed so many people with. So some people did not. Oh, and my God, this is what I got to share. Oh, my God, my condolences to the family of Tyroshe. So just to hear about her loss really got me. So a lot of people didn't go through a lot of good things last week, but we are here praying for those families that lost so many and are still grieving from their loss, okay? So listen, do me a favor and tag and share someone and let them know that we're going to be talking about forgiveness on today. I'm trying to bring you guys up. Forgiveness on today. And coming up for the end of the month, we're going to have some exciting things for you. I have exciting guests. Someone said to me, it's like, you know what? I love your show because you never know what you're going to have. Like there's a lot of diversity. And I said, well, that's good because that's good. I like variety and I like diversity. And that's how I'm also moving by the Spirit. So really what the Lord gives me and says and through the creative power that he has given me, I plan a lot of things, but if he changes it, he does. So we have had gospel artists here. We have had professional counselors. We have had, we'll have more. We had a professional counselor. We had entrepreneurs. We've had a couple that have been married, like, was it 50 years they were married? Oh, my God. So we'll have a lot of things to be able to empower you, to motivate you, to encourage you, and just the information. That's, I'm an informationalist. Is that a word? I know I'm a conversationalist, but I love information because information is just knowledge. And, knowledge is power. So you will definitely get a variety of here. So I'm going to see if I can pull up my page. I think I was here, and I think I may have gotten you guys on here. So I hope everybody's doing good. So put in the comments, how was your weekend? Anything exciting happened? Anything different? Anybody got saved? That's good. Anybody joined the church? Those are good things. You did something new. You travel. Did you spend time with family you haven't spent with in a while? Just put in the comments and let me know. I'll give you a shout out for them, what you're doing, because we're together on this today, right? We're shining together and we're supporting one another. Oh, there you go. All right, I got it. I wasn't up for a second, but I'm here. Yep, there you go. See? There you go. I got it up there. Hey. Good. All right. Hey, Valerie, Minister Valerie. Hey, girl, I love you. All right. She's the founder of Beauty to Ashes, right? I love it. I love it. I got to come check you out soon. She has an awesome book, and I'm so glad to see you here, sis. Hey, Prophetess Shonda Hayes. God bless you too, sis. I love you. I was watching you the other day when you were talking about y'all keep up this good work. My sisters, y'all on the ball because we are celebrating one another and we are celebrating our shine and our wins. Come on, somebody. We all are winning and we're helping one another. So, Prophetess Shonda, when you were praying your prayers on Saturday morning, I don't know what time they are, but sometime I catch them, and you were just praying and you were talking about how we are raising our children and how your grandchildren come over and they want to stay on the tablet, they want to stay on the phone, and you like, nah, I'm not having that, not in this house. How you said one of your grandchildren, I was laughing. You said one of your grandchildren said that she can't sleep without her phone, and you said you told her, listen, in this house, you're going to sleep without a phone. And I think that was really good because you were just sharing that how we have to make the effort and the sacrifice to make sure we don't allow our children to get so what's the word I want to say, so caught up and so influenced by phones, tablets, and things like that, to where they can't do the normal things. They're so fixated on it that they can't do normal things. Like she said, she can't go to sleep without her phone. I don't know. I think she's 6 years old. But anyway, God bless and shout out to you. Keep on praying, girl. Keep on sharing. And my cousin all the way down, Sister Charlotte, down from North Carolina. Hey, baby, I love you. I love you. And I told you, it's going to be all right. You come through some tough stuff, and you made it through that. This is going to be light stuff for God. Just continue to give him praise and glory and keep that faith. All right. Hey, shout out to Evangelist Linda. Hey, Toya. My God, my niece. Well, she's my cousin, but she knows she's my niece. My niece all the way down in North Carolina as well. Shout out to you. I love you, girl. Keep on doing what you're doing. I think it's T&D cleaning. All right, keep on doing what y'all doing. I love it. That means, we are really winning. And I know sometimes it becomes a struggle at times, but I think anything that's worth having and getting the happiness out of it or the results of it, is worth pushing in. Keep pushing, my sisters. Keep pushing, keep going, keep pressing. Now, what I don't want you to do is to keep pushing, pressing, and don't take breaks. You got to take some breaks. You got to take care of yourself. And speaking of that, one of my sisters came up to visit, and she was talking to me about starting a business cleaning, running an Airbnb. Okay. And she was talking about this, and she's been doing it. It's been working well, and she's getting ready, really push it on the start, and the business is getting ready to blossom. And I told her, I was like, look, because she was going through a lot. She's trying to switch from working a full-time job to, going all the way into something new. And I'm not an entrepreneur, but I know a lot of entrepreneurs. And for me, I told God, I don't know if I could work 50, 60, 70, 100 hours, in the start of being an entrepreneur, but I'm sure I will fit it in. It won't be that many. But I wanted to say that, you pressing, but don't forget to take care of yourself. And what I told my friend was that make sure you get yourself, get your hair done, get your nails done, take some time, get a pedicure, take some long walks, go get your favorite food, get your ice cream. I like gelato. Pistachio gelato is good. So once I got into gelato, go get some gelato, go do what you can do. Watch your favorite movie, listen to your favorite songs, do something for yourself, because it's so easy to get stressful, especially when you're pressing in, when you're pushing in, and when you are definitely winning. Winning is just doing something. Sometimes we want to look at winning as you're on the top of the world. You got everything you need and everything is going good. To me, winning is you're pressing. You're not letting what could stop you, and what should have stopped you, stop you. You're pressing all the way in, and you're not stopping. You're taking your breaks when you need to, but even when taking your breaks, you know that you're going back to finish what you started. All righty? Hey, Dr. Sonia. All right, sending prayers and peace. All right, yeah, right to those families. So some people are really suffering right now. And if you ever lost a loved one or dealt with some really hard issues, you know how it is. You can be times and bouts of depression. Your anxiety can come on you or come over you. And if you already struggle with it, it can intensify it. So we really have to continue to pray for one another, because there's a lot of stuff going on. Hey, my sister, Pastor Nita, I love you. I love you, girl. That Godly Woman show. I love you, girl. You're doing some amazing things. And I can't wait to have you on the show sooner or later. I know you're busy, but sooner or later I'll have you. Even if you don't, well, you're in the area. I'm in Plainfield. The studio's in Plainfield. So you can, once you can fit me in your schedule, I'd like to have you. I'd like to have you to talk about the goodness of the Lord, but also to talk about your journey, your weight loss journey, your journey of getting better and health-wise. And I see you. Those videos are really encouraging. Keep doing what you're doing. You're looking wonderful, my sister. You're doing a great job. She said traveling, yeah. Hey, Auntie, that's what Toya says. Good. All righty. So, and Linda. Hey, Linda. She love you, my beautiful sister in Christ. I love you, Linda. I see you, too. I see you, girl. You're always supporting so many people. You're already always taking pictures at events. And I thank you for the pictures, because when I see the pictures and I know that Linda took those pictures, I was like, woo! Linda been somewhere and she's going to share some beautiful pictures of her sisters. So I want you to keep on doing that. It's really an inspiration. I want you to know that. It's really an inspiration. You always give good feedback. You're always commenting on people's posts, very encouraging words, even things of the Lord. And I want you to know God's going to bless you for that. So listen, iron sharpeneth iron, so does one sharpen the countenance of her friend or his friend. And WeSparkle is about that. It's not I sparkle. It's not, you sparkle, but it's WeSparkle, because if we all have a light and we all have a sparkle, when we come together, we all sparkle and we sparkle much brighter. All right. I'm telling you, someone asked me, was it last year? Yeah, like November. They said, oh, it's your season. Let this be a me season. I said, it's not a me season. It's a we season, because we can't do this alone. I can't do this alone. I need encouragement. I need empowerment. I need it, and we need it from one another. So you keep on winning, ladies. So listen, I want to talk a little bit about, let's get into it. I want to talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness on today. So if you'd like to call in, you can. I'll take a few calls today. I would like to, if I can. And the call-in number is right there on the screen, 646-233-1302. We're going to talk about forgiveness just a little bit, because coming up, maybe the end of April, definitely May, because I believe May is Mental Health Awareness Month, right? I believe it is. Okay. If not, y'all check with me, make sure, because I need to know. But I want to have some counselors, some clinicians on, and I want to talk about depression, and I want to talk about suicide. I don't know when, maybe the end of the month, I could slip one in, but definitely I believe in May. I want to talk about those two, depression and suicide. I want to talk about some things and share so that we can have, you may will have a little session right here. We'll have session right here on WeSparkle with Dr. Kim, because we're going through so much and so much is happening. And sometimes we're so busy that we don't take time to deal with our issues. God bless you, Bishop Alan Maurice Warren. I got your whole name is here. Okay. Bishop Warren, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. He is the host of as a Kingdom Voice, I believe. I'll be watching. I'll check you out sometime. God bless you from joining. But, sometimes we are so busy giving that we forget to take care of ourselves. And we're so busy working. I was talking to someone today and yesterday and even this morning about Martha and Mary, and how Martha was working so diligently, and then she found her sister Mary sitting at the feet of Jesus, and she was like, I'm putting my own words, Lord, why is she over there sitting down while I'm over here doing all the work? And the Lord responded to her, and I'm still paraphrasing. Look, she chose, well, the scripture does say, she chose the better part. That meant she chose time to sit here because I'm here, and to sit in my face and to receive from me. So I think, I just wanted to encourage somebody that we do a lot of work, and some people feel I gotta work, I gotta do this, and people are working themselves to death. They're working themselves so hard that they're not taking care of their health. They're not getting their checkups. They're not, when they feel a pain or they feel uneasy and not feel well, a lot of people don't want to take medications, but I'm thinking if you're not feeling well, occasionally you need to get that checked out. All righty. So I just want to encourage you. So we're working real hard, and we have to. It's hard times going on for a lot of people, but don't forget, please, to take care of yourself. All right. Let's help each other shine, and let's not feel bad about helping one another. Let's feel good about it. All right. So I want to go right into forgiveness. Now, on Friday, at Good Friday, I was a speaker, one of the speakers, the first speaker for the 7 Last Sayings for the Patterson Pastors Clergy Workshop, and the president is Pastor Michael McDuffie. Shout out to him and his wife. I gave one earlier. And shout out to my sister Alicia C., who did perform a array of her music and her songs out in Far Rockaway, New York, on yesterday evening, Resurrection Sunday. Shout out to her. She is, as you hear that song comes on, my intro song is her song. I do not own the rights to that, but she does, and it's my sister, so she said I can use it. Nothing But Love by Alicia C. I love it, so shout out to her. All right, so back to forgiveness. Now, if I was to entitle something I'm going to talk about for the next 25 minutes or so, I want to entitle it Let It Go. So that's what I'm going to start out tonight. Let it go. All right. And sometimes we just have to take that for ourselves. So often what we receive, we give it right out. So you say, I give you the topic, let it go. And you say, yeah, you let it go. Start telling everybody, let it go. And I'm one of those preachers that when you're in church, you say, look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor. All right. I do that. Okay. And a lot of do that. But, today I want you to take it for yourself. I want you to say to yourself, I'm going to say, Stephanie, let it go. And you choose your name and say that. Let it go. You let it go. And what will you let go? I want to talk about forgiveness. So my topic was, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And I took that and I kind of just started out talking about the fact that forgiveness, or to forgive, is defined as to stop feeling anger or resentful towards someone for an offense. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Forgive means to stop feeling angry or resentful towards someone for offense. I mean, I can stop right there and tell you a whole lot of testimonies that are going on and that have went on with me about forgiveness. It's also defined as to pardon, to excuse, to cancel a debt. And it says it's also an intentional. It's the one I like, the definition of forgive. An intentional decision to let go of resentment and anger. Ooh, we let that sit there for a minute, okay? So this is one I like. The definition for forgive is an intentional decision to let go of resentment and anger. All right, I'm going to start. So when I had that topic and I talked about forgiveness, and as Jesus was on the cross, I believe that Jesus was reminding where's my notes? I don't see them. Well, he was reminding God. Jesus was God manifested in the flesh. So I believe that the flesh of God was reminding God that the people, that this was his plan, that this was Jesus's purpose. His purpose was to be manifested in the flesh so that he could destroy the works of the enemy, so that he could restore the relationship between God and man. That was God's idea from the beginning of the world. He knew what was going to happen. And the one thing I want y'all to know, God knows everything that's going to happen, everything that did happen. He's always there. He knows. So if you need any consolation or any conferences and any counseling, you can just talk to him about it, right? So I believe that his humanity was reminding God himself, meaning himself, that this is something that had to take place in order for man to be redeemed back to him. And redeemed just means, or redemption is to compensate for something, to compensate. So we needed to be redeemed back to God. So the compensation was the death of Jesus Christ. All right. So the word says he became our propitiation for our sins. That means he became the substitute. So something had to be in the place for our sins, okay, and all of our wrongdoing. So I believe as Jesus was crying out as the first last saying, the first of the 7 last sayings, he says, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. They thought that they were killing someone that was a blasphemer. They were killing someone or crucifying someone, this horrible death, that was a liar, that was trying to impersonate the Messiah of God, who is this God, this man calling himself the Messiah. He even went through authorities right before the cross, and they said, I don't find any fault in this man. He has done no offense. If none of y'all could prove that he did anything wrong. But yet the people still screamed, crucify him, crucify him. So I use that because forgiveness is to stop feeling angry. And these people were angry and resentful towards Jesus, calling him just a carpenter's son, but he was the Messiah. He was the Christ. So he was saying, Father, forgive them, because this is my purpose. I know what my purpose is. My purpose was, it doesn't feel good, but this is my purpose, is to die for them. So forgive them. So I wanted to use that and pull that and say embracing forgiveness can lead to peace, hope, and it also is an intentional decision to let go of resentment and anger, which I already said. It does not mean forgetting or excusing the harm done to you. Now, that's a good one right there. Hey, my daughter Flechette is on. Hey, Margaret, God bless you, Apostle Margaret, all the way down North Carolina. Yes. Oh, you put your sister on, Shanitra's good. All right, so it does not mean that you have to forget. It doesn't mean that you're excusing the harm that is done to you. The importance of forgiving, that's what we're talking about. And I'm going to take a call in a minute. The importance of forgiving is that forgiveness is a constant attitude. Here you go. Listen, we're talking about letting it go. Forgiveness is a constant attitude of letting go of resentment, anger, or bitterness towards someone who has wronged you. You know, and some people don't just make mistakes when they wrong you. Some people do things intentionally. And I think this can make forgiveness a lot more difficult for us that want to forgive. It's something that God has commanded us to do, is to forgive. But I want you to know that forgiveness is not a quick thing. It's a process just like healing. And it's part of your healing process. So when you have been wronged, you know, when you get yourself together, because sometimes you're so wrong, you need a minute. And I think we need to give people the opportunity to take a minute when they have been wronged. All right, I'm putting my hand up because I've been wrong a lot of times. All right, and I'm sure I've wronged some people, but I don't think I did it intentionally because I'm not the kind of person. But I think you need some time, but you need to understand what forgiveness is. So importance of forgiving is to have a constant attitude of letting go. So that's a consistent letting go. And some of us have been abused relationships. Some of us has been abused by parents. So many people have been abused maybe by grandparents, by their bosses, friends, in relationships. So you have experienced that. But once you get that attitude of continuing to let things go, you won't hold them so they won't bind you. Okay? Oh my God, I feel like preaching. It is important because holding on to unforgiveness can lead to negative physical and mental health consequences. Wow. Yes, some people are not feeling well or struggling, you know, because it can stress you out, struggling mentally with things because they still have unforgiveness. They haven't forgiven yet. So today is about letting go. Letting go. I'm encouraging you to let go of some things that may have, you know, that you may have been holding. Oh, it's going to get real good. It's very therapeutic in a minute now. To let go of some things you may have been holding. And then sometimes we try to ignore that is there. Sometimes we are in denial that we have not forgiven a person or forgiven a situation that happened to us. But right here, I want to stop and say, even when we are forgiving others and we have forgiven them, I think this is one thing that I just want to remind you to do is to make sure that you forgive yourself. Because some of us can get that constant attitude of forgiving others, you know, all right, I got to forgive them. I know it's what God is asking me to do. I know it's something he's commanding. And I know that he said in his word, forgive them 70 times 70. I know that if we don't forgive others, he won't forgive us. But you know what? I think it's something really amazing when you can forgive yourself. Because some people really struggle with that. You struggle, let alone with forgiving other people that have wronged you. But can you forgive yourself for wronging yourself, for blaming yourself, for something that was not even your fault, for overlooking yourself, for disrespecting yourself, for not being able to control your anger, not to control certain things, or, you know, to have lived a life or done some things that you thought were right. And then later on, you found out that they were wrong. Can you forgive yourself? Can you ask for forgiveness? These things are really deep, but I wanted to share this on today, in part of a little therapeutic communications and advice that, you know, maybe you need to forgive yourself. I think it's somebody here that needs to forgive themselves. Yeah, you need to. Think about it. Some of us have neglected ourselves. We have given other people, even in marriages, I think that spouses have to forgive themselves at some point, that maybe they put their spouse ahead of everything and then realize that they shouldn't have put that person that high. You know what I mean? Not that you don't sacrifice for one another. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that did you put them before God? Did you put them before your children? Maybe it was something your child needed, and then you put the spouse before the child. Or did you put the child before the spouse? So we have to learn to forgive ourselves. And it also says that, I'm going to read that last one again. It said also prevent personal growth and the ability to move forward in life. So when we have unforgiveness and we don't forgive, it can prevent us from personal growth. Some people are not growing and advancing in their personal life and personal growth because they have unforgiveness. Tonight is about letting it go. I know something said tonight is going to help you because all of us have to deal with forgiveness and unforgiveness at some point. You know, I'm sure someone has been through this or dealing with it now, that someone you was holding anger or angry with and still resenting. I'm going to talk about anger and resentment. You were holding it, and then the person never asked for an apology, never, asked you anything to say they were sorry, so you didn't forgive. And then they died or they moved away. You don't know where they are. I still believe that God works in those situations. So sometimes we can use it as an excuse where they're not here, but you still have to handle that because you still have to do it in your heart. So even though they did not apologize, even though they did not say they were sorry, even though they're no longer here, you have to say to yourself, I forgive them, and you have to let it go so that your life continue to be blessed. God bless you, Dr. Dawn. God bless you, Pastor Berlin. I love you. I love you. I love you. Blessings to all of you. And God bless you, Valerie. God bless you, Rice. Yeah, so also, listen, if you want to try to check yourself, these are some things that you will know that you have unforgiveness still in your heart. And we're going to do something in a little bit. It's like burst of anger. This one is funny to me. Not really funny, but just made me laugh. Become petty and impulsive. You become petty when you still have unforgiveness. And now, in relationships, y'all know how that go. In marriages, you know how it could be. If you haven't forgiven your spouse about something, you could become petty about certain things. You become picky. You could pick on them. You can do things deliberately. And think that it's unnoticed, but it's from your heart, because unforgiveness and forgiveness deals with your heart. And that can impact the way you think. It can impact your behavior. And as it said, it can impact your attitude towards things. So bouts of anger are demonstrations or behavior of unforgiveness, becoming petty and impulsive, feeling the need to make the person understand your pain. That's a good one. A sign of unforgiveness in you. Don't worry about anybody else, but in you. We're going to talk about us today, all right? Is that you feel the need to make the person understand your pain. Now, this one I can't go into tonight. I won't, but maybe it's a little tiny bit. But that's something you need to concentrate on and think about. Is there somebody I'm always trying to get them I'm saying this to me because I know it's true. I'm trying to get them to understand how much pain they have caused me. And they don't even see it. And they rebuttal it and they shift the blame back to me. And I'm like, oh my God. So I realized that I still have some unforgiveness towards this person. I'm trying to deal with it. I thought I dealt with it. I thought I had released it, but I didn't. And then that's when resentment come in, because I believe that you can forgive a person. I experienced this before too. You forgave the person, but then later on, when the thought of the person comes up, or the name of the person comes up, or somebody asks you about the person, or you start thinking about the person, or something reminds you of the person, you get mad all over again. You know what I mean? You don't get very, very angry as you were before, but you still resent the fact that why they did this to me, or the fact that they did it to you. That's still part of unforgiveness, and that's resentment. I resent the fact that you allow that to happen to me, or that you inflict that pain on me. So we're talking about letting it go. I'm just trying to bring up some stuff, and once I stir up the pot, you got to look at yourself. Deal with yourself, because I know we can look at people, and I talk about this all the time in counseling sessions and just every day talking and preaching too, that we can look at everyone else and tell them what they need to do. You need to do that. You need to fix this. You need to get that. You need to live right. You need to do this. You need to get a job. You need to do that. Take care of your family. We can do that. But how often do we turn it back to ourselves? What am I doing? Am I doing the right thing in my life? Am I treating people right? Am I supporting my friends that are supporting me? Am I loving my spouse like I'm supposed to? Am I spending time with my children and giving them my full attention? Or am I trying to do my thing? All right? So let's look at ourselves tonight. So we're going to let it go. Also, it says, unforgiveness can be identified by engaging in compulsive behavior. Wow. You haven't forgive others and you haven't forgive yourself. So now you are easily enticed to engage in compulsive behavior. Oh my God. I'm not going to get into that one. Unable to refrain from experiences. You keep going back to it. You keep living through it. Oh my God. Somebody then forgive themselves right there. You keep going back to the same thing, the same cycle keep happening because maybe you didn't forgive yourself. You may have forgiven them for the action towards you, but did you forgive yourself? Did you realize that you continue to put yourself in the same situation because you haven't forgiven yourself? Or you continue to inflict the pain. Now, there's a lot of people that inflict pain on people because they're controlling, they're insecure. They want love or they feel that you have not loved them. Have you ever met an individual or found yourself that you wanted something from a person that couldn't give it to you? And you have to let them go. It happens in a lot of relationships and marriages, even with family members and children. It's like you expect that person to make you happy. You expect that person to understand what you're going through because you're trying to explain it, but yet they can't. And then you're angry with them because they weren't there. So there was a time in your life they didn't come. Maybe they didn't come to your engagement. Maybe they didn't call you when somebody died in your family. And we hold that. We have to forgive. We have to let go so that we can grow and that we can feel better and have better health. Okay, also blaming others for your feeling. Ooh, that's a good one. Blaming others for how we feel. You made this happen. You had this happen to me. Oh, my phone just went out, so I can't see. Jeff, how do I get up my comments on the screen? Because my phone just died. So I can see some of them. Okay, thank you so much. Hey, TJ, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening. Welcome to WeSparkle with Stephanie Kim. So back to let it go. It's something I'm asking you to do today. That's our thought. But we're talking about unforgiveness, and we're really talking about forgiveness, forgiving others, and more importantly, today I want to stress to forgive yourself. And you can forgive yourself by letting things go and letting people go. So another thing is blaming others for how you're feeling. All right. I mean, I could tap into quite a few things. Some people are still blaming their parents for not being there when certain things happen to them, blaming their parents for not, raising them in a better environment, not being at school things, just not being available, not being present. A lot of people are upset with their mothers that weren't present when they were growing up. They were raised by their grandmother or something, or their dad wasn't there, so they blame their dad for not being there. You know what? I believe that I know people often even blame their parents. If they were adopted, they may have blamed their parents. Not everybody. I'm just saying some. So these are things I'm trying to bring up that we need to deal with. I want to help bring some things so that you can deal with them, because that's how we get free, by dealing with real issues and then making conscious decisions about those real issues. So some kids have been adopted and they never knew their parents, and sometimes they feel as they get older, why did my parents not want me? Why did they give me up for adoption? Some people still hold things against the parents who died early. They was like, well, or met with God. Why did you leave me so early? Parents that remarried. Why you're not still with my dad? Why you're not still with my mom? But these are a lot of things that creep in our heart and they sit on us. And oftentimes we don't deal with them. We might breeze through them, but we keep on chucking right across them. But we need to look at them so that it can help us be better. All right. Another way to identify if we have unforgiveness is that we have physical symptoms such as difficulty sleeping and trouble with our physical health. Now, I know a lot of y'all heard that, and there is some scientific study that shows that a lot of people have sicknesses in their body because they have not forgiven others, or they haven't forgiven themselves. They have not forgiven. All right. But sleeping could be a big one. I know that every time you don't sleep, can't sleep or have trouble sleeping, it's not because you haven't forgiven. I'm just saying that that's a part of it. Is one of the things that through this clinical study is that people oftentimes can't sleep well and have medical issues and conditions, definitely emotional issues, definitely mental health issues, because these things are bottled up. These things are hidden in deep places of the body. I mean, they share that you can get like massages to actually work out the stress and the things that you're holding into the body, and then the body does not function as to the optimum ability that it can, because of these are philosophical and these are emotional issues that are in the body. All right. So, and also, let me say this as we're moving in forgiveness, and we are encouraging you, and I'm encouraging you to let it go so you can be empowered. Because once you learn to forgive others and take up the attitude, like I described earlier, embracing forgiveness, leads to peace and hope. A lot of people don't have peace and hope and strength. And some people will not even allow you to love them. This is, oh my God, I just got to get one of these times. Was it 2-hour sessions? Some people, I realize that, and it could be, I'm one of them people. I had experienced that for a little while. Not a long time, but just a little while. You don't accept the love because maybe you never had real love, but Jesus is the love of our life. And he loved us that he gave his only begotten son. But some of us will reject love because we've been hurt so many times. We've been rejected. And I tell this story a lot about rejection. As my time is coming to an end, I'm going to tell it very quickly if I can. So my mom, when she was younger, I'm just going to push real quick through it, had me after she had my brother and my sister a year apart. They were 11 months apart. Then she had me like 1 year pregnant with me. And she really wasn't ready for me. She was only 20 years old when she got pregnant with me and already had 2 small kids. So I was searching of why did I have a hard time dealing with rejection? And I sought the Lord. I began to pray and ask him, why do I deal with the rejection? And he traced it all the way back for me, that when my mother did not want me because she was pregnant with a 3rd child at the age of 20. She was married, thank God, but she didn't really want me. So she went to the doctor and told him, because she said she had been spotting a little bit or whatever. And she told him that she really didn't want this child, but whatever. He gave her some pills that was supposed to help her stop cramping and spotting a little bit. So maybe another few weeks went by and she started hemorrhaging. All right, with me. And she came back to the doctor. It's like, I'm hemorrhaging really bad. What's going on? And he was like, well, the medication I gave you was to help you with the cramps, but also to push the fetus out because you said you didn't want the child. So here it was that he was giving her medication to abort me, but I'm here, I'm full, I'm healthy, I'm strong, I got my right mind, I came out healthy child. So I realized that it was the spirit of rejection, even from the womb, that I had to deal with. So I just want to encourage you all that these things we need to let go. Find out about yourself. We can talk about everybody else, what they need to do. But I wanted to encourage you on tonight to talk and deal with yourself. And most of all, accept the forgiveness of Jesus Christ, that he has already given his life. That's why he died, so that we may have a connection or a reconnection back to God. All right. And he resurrected on the 3rd day, which is a lot of people's last weekend. And he gave us all power. So now we have that access back to him. So with that power that we have, we should have the power to forgive others. But I believe we really should have the power to forgive ourselves, to allow ourselves to be forgiven. Because someone can give you love, they can give you gifts, but you have to receive those things. So listen, be encouraged on today to let it go and start dealing with unforgiveness. Check yourself. Am I forgiving others so that I can be free, so I can grow spiritually, naturally, so I can be in good health, at optimum health? Am I and have I forgiven myself for the mistakes, for the wrongs I've done, for the wrong I've done to people? Because there are some wicked people that intentionally do evil. That's another story for another time. But forgive yourself. Think about that. TJ says, when I started chasing God, I made a conscious decision to heal by forgiving people in my life and having healthy conversations. And that is incredible. That's often because, like I said, too, forgiving is a process. So if you forgive someone, it may not happen overnight that you feel it, but it's a process just as healing is. And when you get the actual healing, it means that you have accepted that what has happened. And when you forgive, you have to accept that I am releasing this person, or I'm releasing myself from this bondage, from the mistake, from the wronging, from the sin. And that's what Jesus did. He gave his life and shed his blood that we might have our remission of our sin. We might be redeemed. So, I mean, I don't know what your Good Friday was like, but that's what settled with me because I was one of the speakers on that. And I started digging again in my own life about forgiveness. You got to check yourself with forgiveness because it can ease up on you. It'll come out in anger. It come out in bursts. And, you start remembering something or run into somebody or somebody do something the last person did, and then you're angry with them. God bless you, Sharon. How are you? Good evening to you, too. Amen, TJ. Hey, my cousin Tanisha. Hey, girl. We need to examine ourselves constantly, Tanisha says. We sure do. Hey, my cousin, Sweet Jones. Okay, Sweet Jones, Amira, yeah. Hey, cuz, yes, to you, too. Yeah, so I want to leave that with you all about forgiveness, and my thought was to let it go. As I was sharing, the humanity of God was speaking to himself, to remind him that I had this purpose to die, to make the amends between God and man. And I posted the other day. So though Jesus died so that we wouldn't go to hell, that those that would accept him, amen, make him their Lord and Savior, and stay in that vein. And for you that have grown weak, since the last 4 years, a lot has transpired. We've lost a lot. We've been through a lot. The world has changed. Church has changed. People have changed. Jobs have changed. Everything have changed. Children have changed. Educational system have changed. The government has changed. But we have to make sure that we stay focused and take care of ourselves. Take care of your family. And if you don't have family to take care of yourself and then take care of others first. Because they tell you, even if you go on an airline, they tell you if anything happens of distress in the air flight or the aircraft, that the oxygen will fall down. And they said, before you try to help somebody else, put on your mask so that you can save yourself and that you can then help them. All right. So I want to encourage you as we leave WeSparkle with Dr. Stephanie Kim to encourage you to help yourself. Take care of yourself first. Forgive yourself. Trust yourself. Spend more time with yourself. Encourage yourself. Empower yourself. All right? Get information for yourself. Get the truth for yourself. It'll make you much happier. You'll be much freer. All right? Your response will be such a blessing to people when you are healed and when you have forgiven yourself. Isn't that powerful? I really love this area. So again, join me every Monday night at 7 p.m. right here at WeSparkle with Dr. Stephanie Kim. I didn't get time for people to call in. I talked the whole while. All right. So maybe next week we'll continue on a different subject and you'll be able to call in. Time goes so fast when you're having fun. All right. And I just had fun sharing. And thank you all for tuning in. Do me a favor and share this with someone. If it's just one person, Apostle Margaret said, great topic, sis. Yeah, it is. We need it. And thank you, Bishop Warren, for coming on and being with me on tonight. It is. So let's let it go. Let it go so you could be better. Because some of the things you're not being able to accomplish because you're still holding on to old stuff. Come on now. We're in a new month now. So we're going to move and do something greater and better in this month. We're going to see the fruit of our labor. We're going to reap some things, what we've sown. The Bible says God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. All right? But listen, I want you to keep on winning, keep on shining, because when you're shining, you're winning. When you're winning, you're shining. And remember to let your light so shine that when men see your good works, they will glorify your Father which is in heaven. God gave you a shine to shine for the world to see that he is in you. So it's not just for you. It's not just for me, but it's for we. All right? So we sparkle. God bless you all. Take care. Remember, I'll see you next Monday at 7 p.m. All righty? We're going out with Kenny Black on transformation. That's what God wants to do with you. He wants to change your life. He wants to change your mind. He wants to change you, that then you can help and change somebody else. Your family, your children, your spouse, your loved ones, your neighbors, your co-workers. He wants to change you. I'll see you next week. Let it go. Because you got somewhere to go. Don't let it hold you back. Let it go. And remember, this book is for sale. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So this book is for sale. This is Power of a Changed Life, written by my mother, the late Darnell Lambert Robinson, and myself, Stephanie Lambert Kim. And you can get this book for $10. You can email me at WeSparkle21@gmail.com. If you want to get it right away, you can cash at me at $word of promise, or you can sell at StephanieKimbrough31@gmail.com. Please put your name and your address in, and I'll get it out to you on tomorrow. God bless you. Let it go. Kenny Black, Transformation. Shout out to DKS1 Radio TV, Storm, Norm the Storm. Thank you so much. See you next week. Good night.